Class number 200, you are the light of the world. I want to start with Genesis 1. And if we look at those first 3 verses, where it talks about, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And then it says the Spirit of God moved over the face of the water. Charles Fillmore called the water infinite possibilities. So God, which is the only power, by his Spirit, moves, which is what we call activity. And it says, let there be light. He basically was saying, I am. And this light, spiritually interpreted, is intelligence. I remember my aunt she said this to me when I was really young, and she would always say it. And Kenny probably remembers this too, when she would say, intelligence is the light of the body. I never knew where she got that from. And remember, back then I wasn't reading the Bible. I was just going to church. And I was, as I told y'all before, I was going to play the piano for the choir to get the $5. So I would have some money to, I don't know, buy candy, do whatever I was doing. But I was getting $5 every Sunday, and I wasn't going to miss. I was focused on the $5. And so she just said that intelligence is the light of the body. And that was one of the last things that she said to me before she transitioned. Intelligence is the light of the body. And I never forgot it, but I never knew what it meant until really now I'm understanding that intelligence is the only power that is acting, and it is always acting intelligently, even though in our everyday experience being in this world, it doesn't always look like intelligence is acting, especially with the way, shapes, and forms of the world we see every day now. Watching the news, watching, just hearing things that are going on, seeing how people appear to treat each other. It does not look like intelligence is moving intelligently, but it is. Television projects, productions, there's always this behind the scenes, the preparations that the actors and the actresses are going through and what have you. However, behind the scenes of this world is perfection. That's what I was talking about earlier when this is the day that the Lord has made. God has only made one day, and that day is all the time. Today is the day of the Lord. Today is all we have, which is called now. And intelligence is always acting intelligently now. It's acting intelligently right now. No matter what anything looks like, it is acting intelligently right now. Now, in John 1, it says the Word is God. In the beginning was the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The Word became form. Again, light, intelligence. And a deeper understanding of this word light means enlightened. This is the light that enlightens every man, male and female. Every male and female is enlightened. Behind the scenes of the concept that we call human beings, mortals, there's no such thing as a mortal. There's just this enlightened state of consciousness, which we are. And this light, as we go on to read, shined in the darkness, but it says the darkness could not receive it. That means it couldn't absorb it. It couldn't understand it. This darkness, which we've gone on to understand to be ignorance, because ignorance appears to always be there, ignorance cannot understand anything. Ignorance cannot understand itself. So you know it cannot understand the light, the intelligence that God is. Only the spirit that God is understands itself. And it appears intelligently as that which it wants to be. And that word want is difficult because it doesn't mean, oh, I think I want to be this, and then I start working on becoming that. That is not what light is. Light just decrees, I am this. And so we go on, getting back to what my aunt used to say, intelligence is the light of the body. If we look further, if thine eye be single, then is the body full of light. So the eye is the light, which is the intelligence. Not the two eyes that we look through, but this one single eye. Science calls it the third eye. This single eye is pure. And we have to understand it. Nothing can change the single eye, the pure eye, because what God has done, no man can put to it, nor can anything be taken away. That which is to be has already been, and that which is being is right now. So your eye is single, no matter what, and it is able to see and understand itself, and it always appears to be intelligent. It is acting intelligently, and this intelligence is the light of the body because the body is totally filled with light. No matter what it looks like, the body is always filled with light because the body is light. There is nothing else but the light. Now, God called the light day and the darkness night. But notice, there's something here that's very, very powerful. There was nothing evil about the dark. As you read from Genesis 1:1 all the way through to the end, you will never hear God call anything evil. God won't call anything troublesome. God won't call anything bad. God has no concept of right and wrong. Jesus said in John 9, chapter 4, that's the story about the blind man. And Jesus said, night or dark comes when no one can work. We have to work while it is day. What's he saying? What is the work? We just need to realize and understand that the light is. That's the work. Constantly realizing, reaffirming, knowing, that's a better word, that I don't have to work out anything. My yoke is easy. My burden is what? Light. The only thing I'm carrying is light because I am carrying myself. I am the light, and I need to act like that all the time. I am light. In fact, I am acting like that even though it doesn't look like it. It appears that I'm bumbling, stumbling, looking for things, trying to work out stuff. That it appears that way. But when you stop in the middle of it, like Samson, I will shake myself. What's he saying? I'm going to stir up the gift within me, as Paul said. What gift? Light. I am the light. You are the light of the world. Light does not work with ignorance. Light, intelligence, does not include ignorance. That's why God calls the light good. That means he calls it complete. There's nothing that we need. There's nothing that we don't have. There's nothing that we're trying to accomplish. Now, we need to notice that God never, ever, never forget this, called the darkness evil. Never called anything evil. So therefore, evil must be a mortal concept. Evil must be something that this so-called natural man is trying to understand. Name one part of you that can understand evil. In fact, when things appear to go awry or wrong in our experience, the first thing we say is, I don't understand. Of course you don't, because you're light. I don't understand why this is happening. It's not. It's an appearance. It's an illusion. It is asking permission to continue. Let me say that again. It is asking permission to continue. But the moment we stir up the gift and say, no, this is not what I am. I am the person, male, female, that I am. I don't change. My eye is single. My body is filled with light. Yeah, I see all kinds of things happening around me and what have you, but if I stir up myself and realize I am the light, and that which I'm seeking, that which I desire, I am already. If I'm looking to achieve something, I stir up myself and say, wait a minute, I am this. That's all of the achievement there is. I achieved stirring up myself and realizing I am that which appeared to be missing in my experience. God, light, intelligence did not create another power. Omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresence is all that there is. There can never be another. There can only be that which God is, that which you are, that which I am. There can never be anything else. Now, let's look at Genesis 1, 4 through 25. Now, we're not going to read it. We're just going to know that we've read it before. We understand that this is is all the rest of creation. And we see intelligent activity, light appearing as the universe, the complete earth, the seas, the rivers, marine life, the earth complete with trees, vegetation, plants, animals, insects, life, all light, intelligence, acting intelligently. And everything created fulfills itself because it's all the intelligent activity. And it maintains and sustains itself perfectly. It is complete. God spoke, and that which is appeared. There's nothing else. And so we, if we're trying to achieve anything, the only thing we could be trying to achieve is acceptance. Jesus said, except you come as a little child, you will not see or inherit the kingdom. And so this little child asked the father for something. And the father says, okay. And then he goes on, or she goes on, with that acceptance, anticipating having that which their dad said, okay to. You can have it. So they go on acting like they have it. That is the crux of spirituality. I ask, I receive. It's done. And I go on acting like I have it. The only way for me to act is to feel right about having it. I asked for this. It was given. Now, the thing that I asked for is light. It is an idea. I am always asking for understanding. That which I already understand, let that appear. Because I am light, and I understand that the light that I am shines. So I let it shine. How does it shine? Intelligently. It is active. It maintains and sustains itself. I am maintaining and sustaining myself through understanding that which I am. Everything is complete. Creation is totally done. And our work is to perceive that which is going on behind the scenes, behind the concepts. These concepts came by way of just looking out here. This tree looks good. Oh, that one looks like something's wrong with it. Then go all the way back to the day that you didn't really know what a tree was. Somebody told you what a tree was. Somebody told you what everything is by way of their understanding of concepts. Then go look at the life of Jesus. He just walked around like everything was all right. He walked around like everything was all right because he knew he was living behind the scenes. He was realizing creation is complete. God has already appeared as perfection. And God has individualized itself as us. Light. We'll get to that in just a minute. So, as we go on down to around verse 25, or 26, I forget, I'm not looking it up right now, but he says, let us make man. Now look at this intelligence. It knows how to appear. And it appears as the dominant figure of creation. Let them have dominion over all of the earth. Dominion. I am that which I see. I have dominion over all of the ideas that are embodied within me. And so, therefore, I decree a thing, and it is so. Well, what do I decree? I am that. That which I'm seeking, I am. I am in a world, but not of it. We know the world that we look at every day can't be real because it keeps changing. It went from horse and buggy to preparation for cars to fly through the sky. If you think that they have mass chaos now, with all of the highways and people flying up and down the road, people running stop signs, we have a four-way stop sign in my neighborhood, and people just zoom on through it. They don't care. They're focused on, if the cop's not there, I'm just going to go on. Or we got the California rollers, those who come up and just tap the brakes and move right on through. Now imagine, do you think that people are going to get better if cars fly? I'll let that just wallow around in your mind, because you know that people that you see every day represent your concepts of good and evil. And our job is to live behind the scenes. In John 8:12, remember now, I am the dominant figure of creation. I have dominion. So John 8:12, Jesus said what? I am the light of the world. But then he said something else really powerful in Matthew 5:14. He said, you are the light of the world. Well, you have to be, because all there is light. Now, that's behind the scenes. All there is light. All there is harmony. All there is peace. All there is joy and love, because love is light. So people who walk around going, I love you, do they really know what love is? Love is light. Love appears on fruit trees as fruit. And people say, well, if all there is love and all there is light, a man said to me one time, you know good and well, an enlightened Savior, which is Jesus, would never, ever curse a fig tree. And my answer was, he didn't curse a fig tree. He cursed an illusion. He's living behind the scenes. He knows that light is intelligent, and it is not going to appear as a barren fruit tree. There's no such thing. Everything is good. Let's look at James 1:17. All good, perfect gifts come down from the Father of lights. God is light. There is what? No change. No shadow of turning. 1 John 1:5, God is light, in whom there is no darkness. Suppose you walked around all day saying, I am light, because I am sent here a gift from the Father. Light, walking in this concept of earth, not of it, but concept of the world, realizing I am the light of the world. Isn't that amazing? I am the light of the world. I will not walk in darkness. I will not walk in ignorance. I will know what I am looking at all the time. Whether I am looking at a hat, or whether I am looking at my feet, or whether I am looking at another person. I don't care what I am looking at. I am always looking at light. And I don't need to try to recreate, co-create. I don't need to do any of that. I am always looking at light. That to me is so wonderful. Jesus, as we were saying earlier, says, I lay my life, I lay it down. I lay my life down. I lay my body down. I lay down my experiences, and I pick them back up because they're light. How can there be darkness? How can there be darkness in light? How can there be darkness where there is enlightenment? That is just so, to me, I can't see any way to be anything other than what light is. Let's just look at a few scriptures about light. Matthew 4:16. The people living in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light dawned. Where does it appear that we're living right now? Doesn't it look like we're walking in the valley of the shadow of death? Thou art with me. Who is thou? Light. Who is that? Me. You. I am. John 9:5, while I am in the world, I am the light of the world. I'm in it, but I'm not of it. Micah, Old Testament, chapter 7, verse 8. Do not gloat over me, my enemy. Though I have fallen, I will rise. How many of us have that conviction? Okay, I went for the okie doke for a minute, but I will rise. Though I sit in darkness, the Lord is my light. The Lord will be my light. I don't care where I am, I always have this light because I am this. Psalm 18:28, you, Lord, keep my lamp burning. My God turns my darkness into light. Psalm 119, your word is a lamp for my feet, a light for my path. Every time we're speaking, the words that we speak, they are spirit and they are light. They are life. Speak light to the darkness. You see sickness, that's a concept. What am I supposed to do with it? Speak the word only, and my servant will appear. Speak the word only, and my servant will appear. What word? The word of light. John 1:5, the light shines in darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Let your light shine. Why? Because God is the gift of light. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. I just find these scriptures so comforting, so powerful. And yet we have so many of the churches, we are co-creators with God. As if God needed some help. And God is saying, I have given you everything that pertains to life and godliness. Every time somebody says the word life, it should trigger something in you to say light, intelligence. People say, this is my life and I can do with it what I want. No, you can't. You really can't. Because life has already intelligently decided what it is through me. I am the light of the world. If I sink into the muck and the mire of hell, thou art there. The darkness will hide me, and the light become night around me. You know, if I say that, I don't care what I'm saying. The darkness will not be dark. The night will shine like the day. Actually, in what is that? Isaiah 58. Then shall your light break forth. Wherever you are, the light breaks through because you are the light that is breaking through. One day, when you went through your meditation time, just Google up scriptures regarding light and realize that's what I am means. I am going to Egypt and set free those who are filled with light. That's everybody. But those who choose to not accept, they won't be set free. They will appear to drown in the Red Sea. They can't help but appear to do that because that is what they have chosen by way of ignorance, by way of selfishness, greed. Why should I want something that belongs to someone else when I can have that which I already am? I already have it. I already am it. I may not act like it all the time, but I tell you what, I do the best I can to stay with it, to abide in it. Abide in me. Keep being light. Keep being what you are. You can't be anything else. You are light, the light of the world. If we just move on then into Genesis 2, we can obviously see that these are concepts of creation. Intelligence does not have to figure out who would be compatible with man. Intelligence is not sitting there saying, wow, I've made all these animals and I don't have anything that man is compatible with. Man needs another side, a better half, a soulmate. I know I'll make him a woman. But you already did that. You did that in Genesis 1. You did man, male and female. One. Now you're going to have to do it again. Oh, and let's not even think about the fact that there was a light before there was a sun. There was always light. And light appears as a universe, as a sun, moon, stars, galaxies. Everything. All things were made by him. That would have to mean all things are light. I don't care what they look like. There's nothing there but light. Then we pop over to Genesis 3, and we see what? Activity going on outside of intelligence. And then what's happening? We are introduced to opposites. See, we still haven't had any good and the evil in Genesis 2 yet. But now over in Genesis 3, we got intelligence, light, yet we have an ignoring, which is part of what? Ignorance. And ignoring what I am, trying to become like God. Let me get this straight. I'm trying to become something that I already am. And so, therefore, I take in something foreign and start saying the moment I'm going to accept that I'm not complete. And as I accept that, oops, my eyes are open. What do you mean your eyes are open? Your eyes were always open. You were naked, but you weren't ashamed. You had everything. Now, you have decided to confine yourself to concepts of good and evil. So what's my job? I got to get back to the Father's house. I will arise and go into my Father. I will empty myself of all of this. I will reject evil, and I will reject judging by appearances. I will reject separating myself from the light. I will come out from among them, 2 Corinthians 6 and 17, and be separate. I'll come out from among good and evil. I'll come out from all these concepts, and I will enjoy those things that I know are compatible with me, and I will reject those things that have to do with judging by what it looks like, how it appears. This is good. No, this is bad. Light is one of the most powerful things that Jesus ever said was, you say that it is 4 months until harvest. See, but I said that the fields are already white unto harvest. There is no time factor. The fields are always white unto harvest. Then he says, pray that God would send laborers into the field. Pray that God would send those who are awakened to the understanding that they are the light. That means that they are the field. They are the harvest. They are the spirit. There is nothing else. God is all. No time factor. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. The light. There is nothing but me. There is nothing but me. Nothing but the light. Nothing but life. No death. No sickness. No disease. No poverty. No lack. Those are all concepts. Opposite. And the darkness could not overcome that which I am. I don't care what situation I find myself in. What did Paul say? Have realized my contentness. I am content. My God shall supply all my needs. All I need to do is recognize I am the light. And the light is my God, which I am. And as I walk in that light, I will not walk in darkness. I am abiding in that which I am. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. I will let my light shine. I am on a mountain. That's consciousness. Why? Because I am consciousness. And this consciousness accepts only the light. This consciousness that I am rejects the ignorance, the darkness. Let there be light. I am that. I really am. I am that. I really am. I would like to close by sharing one thing and that is something that Kenny sent me that I thought was wonderful, and I'd like to read it to you. And it is from Neville. Scribes and Pharisees means those who are influenced and governed by the outer appearances, the rules and customs of society in which they live, the vain desire to be thought well of by other men. Unless this state of mind is exceeded, your life will be one of limitation, of failure to attain your desires, of missing the mark, of sin. This righteousness is exceeded by true righteousness, which is always the consciousness of already being that which you want to be. Then he goes on to say something that is truly enlightening. One of the greatest pitfalls in attempting to use the law of assumption is focusing your attention on things, on a new home, a better job, a bigger bank balance. This is not the righteousness without which you die in your sin. Righteousness is not the thing itself. It is the consciousness, the feeling of already being the person you want to be. of already having the thing you desire. The sin is sitting around wanting it. That's Neville. The sin is sitting and wanting the thing, trying to accomplish the thing. Righteousness is, I already am that. Why? Because it is light and I am light. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You come from the Father of lights. There is nothing you can accomplish. There is all that you can express, because what you express is light. You are the light of the world. You are the only power in your life experience. And your life experience is your experience being light. You are the light of the world. Amen. And so it is.